Hi, we're here at the Lalique event with Craig Zehms, who's actually the Lalique brand ambassador. And how many years have you been with Lalique?
This will be 22.
So you're just starting to learn a little bit.
Just a little bit. I won't tell you how young I was when I started, but it's been a very interesting time with the company.
And how many years has Lalique been around? We know it through the 20s, but...
Well, Lalique, as a company, has been around for over 100 years. René Lalique was born in 1860, was a jeweler until basically the turn of the century, fell in love with glass, and the pieces that we know, some of which are in our line today, were designs from about 1912 on. This particular piece, in its original size, was designed in 1927. So there's a really long history of design in the line. Very classic design, I think.
Right, pieces that are timeless. I mean, someone could have had it. Someone might have had them on their shelves in their house, or their tables in their house 100 years ago, and today look just as good in their great-grandchildren's houses.
Exactly. I think that's what good design is all about. It is about something that's timeless, as you said, that transcends whatever is currently fashionable or trendy. It's something that you pass on to another generation, and it's something that increases in value, not only just in monetary value over time, but I think in emotional value, because it's part of your family, and I think that's one of the reasons people collect.
And this vase, which was created in 1927 by René Lalique, is probably the most recognizable piece of Lalique in the world. I mean, it's the Macon vase. It's been around, as you said, it's been made consistently since 1927.
Yes.
In a much smaller model.
Right.
This one is the extra large, supersized version.
This is the super duper version.
You probably can't tell, but this weighs about 45 pounds. You get a good workout just trying to lift this thing. Tell us a little bit about what goes into making a vase like this.
Well, something like this is actually mouth blown into a mold, and the molds are made out of cast iron. One of the challenges is that you're dealing with a lot of different weight. In molten crystal, you're dealing with more weight than the actual piece that results. So when you're gathering the molten crystal, which is heated at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, with something this size, it takes more than one of the artisans at the factory to actually lift that crystal. It's gathered out of a clay pot that's been heated over about a 5-day period of time at 2,000 degrees. Once it's mouth blown and it's released from the mold produces a very basic shape and some of the detail. Then you have to cool it, and you're cooling it down to 70 degrees. So a piece like this takes about a week to cool down. One of the reasons it takes that long is if you're cooling it too quickly, the lead in the crystal will just fracture. The piece will collapse or break apart or just slump. So when you finally get to the place where you can physically touch the piece, the first thing that you do is inspect it for any potential flaw in the piece. There's extra crystal at the top of the piece. That's cut off by hand. And then through a series of hand finishing processes, of which in something like this there are at least 27, you start refining the shape of the piece with grinding wheels. And the grinding wheels are from about this size down to the size of a Q-tip. You can't release something that is this deep in detail from a cast iron mold and retain this detail. So you're literally getting in there with these, with tools that are the size of dental hygienist tools or graving tools to literally recreate all of the detail in the original model. And something like this from start to finish is going to take over a month. To do our normal success rate in the line is only about 40%.
So 60% gets trashed.
We break them. We don't have a secondary market for not perfect pieces. So something like this, I'm waiting to hear what the success rate is. My feeling is, just from the years I've been with the company, is something this size, this heavy, and this detailed, we certainly have less than a 20% success rate.
So 4 to 5 get tossed in the trash, basically. Scrapped.
Right.
I mean, literally scrapped, broken into pieces, and
yes. And when you go to the factory, you
recycle
you see a big pile of broken pieces. What we can do is, with the clear crystal, we can literally crush some of it, and 3% of any batch or any pot that you make is crushed previously used clear crystal, which is called cullet. And what it does in the heating, it basically leavens the mixture. It increases, I think, the bonding of the different elements together to produce crystal. But that's only 3%.
I mean, it's a true art. I mean, it's true art.
But what we haven't done over the years is we have not sped up the process. We're still using equipment, most of which was built and designed by Lalique back in the 20s and 30s. So it's all about an investment in time, an investment in very, very old-fashioned techniques, and then you're investing in the relative few pieces that survive all of these different processes. So you're buying into the past, you're buying into history, just from the process of creating it, and then you're buying into timeless design, which.
And we discussed this piece a little bit earlier, and you had mentioned that so far there's only been 2 pieces brought into this country so far.
Yes.
We expect no more than about 14 or 15 pieces for the entire year.
Right.
I mean that's a minuscule amount of pieces when you consider the size market that the United States is.
Right.
Is this the first time there's been any sort of variation done on the original pecan vase?
We have produced the original size in different colors. And René Lalique, when he designed it, produced the original size in quite a few different colors. The first time we recolored it was about 7 or 8 years ago. We did a black version, and it was a limited edition of $999. That sold out very quickly. 2.5 years ago, we brought it out in amber, and that's a numbered piece, and that's almost sold out now. And last year, as part of the 150th anniversary of René Lalique's birth, in the Homage collection, we produced it in gray, which was also one of the original colors, and that's also a numbered piece. And that's doing very, very well. Each color creates a different mood. The amber is just warm, and you see different shades of amber because the thickness of the piece changes depending upon the detail in the piece. And the same with the gray. This being a thicker piece than the original version, you have a more, I think, dramatic sense of light and shadow.
And what I was going to do is, I was going to pull the piece out actually in the original size. And this isn't light either.
No, that's not light either.
So we can sort of get an idea of what the original looks like next to the grand version.
Grand version, I know.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I don't think that you can get the same effect on video as you can in person, but this is an amazing piece, and it's a pleasure to have it in the store.
Well, you should have it in the store, and because your customers are looking for fantastic things like this, and this is truly going to always have limited production. It's a numbered piece, which means that it's an open edition, but given the technical difficulties and challenges in making this piece, my sense is that it'll probably only come onto the production line perhaps once or twice per year. So the production will always be limited just because it's so difficult to make.
Oh, no question.
So it's a true collector's
And it's very difficult to lift onto your shelf or your table, so I mean, for that reason alone.
Exactly. But you could put, a Jeroboam of champagne in here, or those huge bottles, whatever they're
Magnum.
called. The Magnum. Exactly, the Magnum.
Well, Craig, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, Jonathan.
It.
It's always good to be here in Houston.
Thank you.
And continued good luck. You'll see more of me later this year.
Thank you.